Yeah,
So,
you know, yeah, I was on the phone with my brother last night. On Cali, that 3 hour difference,
right, right,
and he had the two little ones, so no time for me during the day.
right.
So so 9, 10 o'clock his time is the waking hours that I can talk to him on the phone and stuff. And
Gotcha,
we,
gotcha.
we were chopping it up, and a couple times I like faded, teleported on him. Because I was like, dude, it's like 1 in the morning over here. Like
Right, right, right.
you're full on conversating. And a couple times I snoozed on him, and I was like, all right, dude, I gotta go. Then I was
Not to fall asleep. Like, oh,
like, oh,
did I
yeah.
fall asleep?
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna leave the phone on while you.
Hey, you breathe.
Yeah, but nah, but then I'll get a head of steam, and then we start talking again. And I was like, all right, man, let's go ahead and go. And last thing I remember telling him was like, yeah, you go, but I'm still sitting in my basement. I'm gonna go to sleep before I go upstairs. I need to get some energy.
Right.
But then this morning, I was beating up my alarm clock. It rang at 5:30, 6. Then 6:30, I couldn't play around.
Oh,
Jumped up out the bed, got down to the studio. Had to set the studio up.
gotcha, gotcha.
Was like all set. I was like 3 minutes behind, just 3 minutes
Right.
behind. And I get on, and Rod goes, "Oh, I wasn't sure if he was there." I was like, "Yeah, I'm here.
Rod
I'm
beat
here,
you
all
to
right."
it. Rod beat you to it.
Rod is a Jedi master. So he was like, "Oh, you need your rest. You can get your
Right,
rest." And I was like,
right,
"No, like I'm down to do the workout. I'm here. I'm dressed.
right,
I don't need the rest,
right.
but I don't mind the break." And then I made sure
Got
he saw me on camera that was fine. My eyes are wide open and
right, right,
all
right, right. Like I'm ready,
like
but I'm
this,
not ready.
yeah, like this
I'm ready. Let's go, but
exactly
I
like this.
really don't want to go.
Right, it was one of those.
Like I'm fine. I don't need a doctor. I don't need a hospital. But I may need that bed. Like,
Exactly.
I'm
It's
ready.
not. It's not another extinction level event about to happen. It's not
Right.
14 months ago. So when he got off, I let the music play, and I was like, I might just still do something. I laid
Right.
on that floor, and I just did stretching. I was like, stretching, which which is good too. And I was like,
Right.
I owed a group a stretching session,
Right. Right. I remember you
one
talking.
a 30-minute stretching session. Yeah, so
Right.
I um I guess I'll just have that up on the replay.
All
I don't know
right.
if anybody wants to do it live. We could do yoga live, yoga fitness.
Let me tell
Namaste.
y'all something. If y'all don't, anyone watching on the replay, I know we just started and people are rolling in. What's up? Good morning, Lisa and Mama Corey. Um, yoga is no joke. Don't yoga is not to be played around. What I need you to do, if you clown yoga, I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna go to YouTube. Just put yoga workout. Don't put a level on it. And I promise you, probably about the next 3 minutes, when they tell you to take your leg and touch it to your forehead while standing on your knee. Because I swear, like when I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try this yoga. So I just random video, turned it on, and they start off, okay, we're gonna, all right, get down, do the downward dog. Okay, I can do all this. Upward, right? Up on your back. All right, I want you to take your leg, and then I want you to put it and hold it. And you're looking like, how are you holding it? Like, then I need you to come around, come around. How can I come around with? And why are you twisting your back like that? Like, and they just put your back like this,
Y'all people how he's saying it though. Like,
right?
oh, so like it's so
So, right. I'm telling
yeah.
you,
Now put
this,
your left leg behind your right ear. No, not
right,
behind
right,
your ear. Put it
right,
back on your right ear.
right.
Just
Meditate,
breathe.
breathe, right? Breathe. Right, right, Jeff. What up, man? He said, "Wait, I'm stuck." I'm telling you. I was like, oh, sorry, yoga for beginners. And I started. There was this morning stretch. Do this every morning, and it was pretty simple. It's just like stretching your back or whatever. I was like, okay, I can start with that. Cause that took a little bit of work, but yeah, I started it. Right. He said, call 911. I'm stuck.
Well,
I'm stuck.
Well, if you have an Apple Watch, all you do is just. I didn't know you. I forgot about that feature. So you want to not practice it. Just drop your arm or hit that button a couple times.
Hold that button. Yeah.
And then call 911 for you.
Right. You're like, hey, call 911. Oh man. Oh, so yeah, definitely. That workout is important. Rest is got the coffee black.
No sugar, no cream.
No sugar, no cream. Just straight.
But
I've said the thing on many times.
Well, see what happens is once you take that sip, the benefits of the coffee just starts to like this stuff moving through, and it's like
not the bit. Break it down.
You actually wake up. You're like, I'm up.
Jeff knows. Like his best. Larry knows. I'm gonna just leave this comment for the rest of the show, so people come in like, "What are we talking about? What are we talking about today?"
Oh man.
And like that's spoken like a true person that works out. You take this this tree root and this grass dirt, mix it together. Tasty. Right. You know that's nasty. Right. He said that came from the white guy. Right? You know that's nasty. Absolutely nasty. Like I can't stand it. Like say things like, it's a little harsh, but it goes down smooth. Like it's tolerable. You got to use the word tolerable, because stop acting like it does not taste good. Some people have gotten used to it. It's now tolerable. Unless somehow in your life, your family, your parents have deprived you of sugar, you're blessed. I could imagine what you can probably drink if you've never had the taste of sugar.
You had the right Kool-Aid.
Right.
And you're a hook. Oh.
Right. And we never did Kool-Aid in the house, but I was the one that go to the neighbors and everybody else and would be drinking the whole container. Like, I need some more. I need some more. I need some more. I need some more.
So
go ahead.
Sunny D.
Oh,
pump it or dump it.
Dump it. That's disgusting. That's such a disrespect to OJ. We're talking about orange juice right now. That's such a disrespect. That's disrespect. That stuff is like concentrated orange juice without the water. That's what Sunny D is. He said, I got some mushroom coffee for $37, and those fools had me hooked up to auto refill. Oh, he said I got 59 servings left. Yeah, you got it. Oh, that's a whole nother conversation. Good morning, Samantha. You're actually on hanging out with us, dealing with Brooklyn. So that's our dog. He said, yeah, he had to go to the vet today. She had to go to the vet today. He said I triple canceled that stuff. Don't you? That's the worst with like vitamins and something. You gotta watch that trick because it's already pressed. You're like, oh, this is only. Just about to get him. Eve in the building, aka Kaneem. He looks like he's having some technical difficulty. You know how like you sign up, like not even sign up. You feel like, oh, I'm buying this vitamin for $12.99 and free shipping, and if you don't pay attention to it, they'll be signing you up for a subscription. That's how they get you. That's why you're paying the $12.99. Then it's like next month, that's only $139 a month.
Exactly.
Speaking of $139 a month, Kaneem in the building.
Is it ever too early to have popcorn?
Oh, hell yeah.
I thought Kaneem.
Yeah. No, nah, let me just, you asked me a question, I'm going to give you an answer.
Go and give us an answer.
Anytime before lunchtime, it's too early. So if you eat before 11 a.m., I think it's a little too early. You know what I'm saying? Anything before 11 a.m. But that's just me, though. I mean, some folks wake up 6, 7 in the morning and they got the microwave going. It ain't my style.
Okay, so are you one of those that like pizza?
And you definitely don't do it like that,
Larry. Breaking all the rules this morning.
There you go. Hey, Larry had 2 fingers, one at a time.
That's when you're trying not to really eat it. You know, but you're gonna eat it.
I put Obey on it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Now I like seasoned popcorn. Now it don't matter what it is, Obey, lemon pepper. It could be whatever you want to put on there. It's all good to me. But I hope that's not coffee you got right there.
That is
popcorn and coffee.
Popcorn and coffee. Popcorn. And it's black. Yeah. And it's black. And it's black.
Yeah, you're a different Negro, I tell you.
Well, all right. So, I've been doing this intermittent fasting thing, right? And I don't eat in the morning. But today, after having no workout,
starving.
I want food. And I was getting ready to make some grits.
Okay.
See, now you talking.
Right.
See, right before the broadcast, I was about to try to make some grits, some eggs, some bacon. I was gonna go all out, and I'm like,
well, I can pass on the bacon part, but the grits and eggs, shoot.
Wait, you don't do bacon?
I do half milk. I do half milk, half water.
Oh, on the grits.
Yeah.
Oh man, hey, mind you now, grits. And instead of you using milk, now this is just this is not an all the time thing.
Go ahead.
Hey,
here.
Hey, heavy cream.
Exactly.
Man, you talking about delicious, not delicious, not delicious, not delicious.
I'm gonna raise you.
Oh.
Chicken stock.
Damn.
Speaking of grits and bacon and eggs, let's bring on Matt Genius in the building.
You got me on that one. You got me on. What's going on, brother Matt?
How's it going, brothers? Doing well. How about yourself?
I think Matt. Kaneem gonna need your couch after what I just dropped on him.
Man,
I heard chicken stock. I don't know where you putting it. What you putting it in?
Yeah, you got me on that one.
Putting it in the grits. I don't know if you eat grits.
Chicken broth.
You put chicken broth and grits?
No.
Oh man,
for the water.
Interesting combination.
Got you. Wow. Okay.
Man. Oh, hey, boy, you just see. You took it to a whole nother level, bro.
You took
chicken.
Oh wait.
Chicken stock and heavy cream.
He said, "I'm one grit. He's never eaten one grit. He's never eaten a grit."
What? Yo, Jack, you better get banned on.
Hey, hold on. So let me ask you this, Jeff. Now I know it's gonna take you a little second to respond. But have you ever had porridge?
He may.
Cream of wheat.
You mean with the 3 little bears were eating?
Right.
And I I ask this in all sincerity because I'm curious. Because I myself
Right.
have never
Never had it.
had.
No.
had
Oh no, none of that. Okay. None of that. None of that.
Just thought I'd ask. Never knew. Now that must be a English. When I say English, British, I guess that would
British. I think so.
Yeah.
With the tea and crumpets.
Yeah.
Interesting. He said oatmeal. Okay. Oatmeal.
I love some oatmeal
That's
now.
universal. That's
Hopefully
universal.
y'all don't put salt and pepper in your oatmeal. Hopefully you don't do that.
Brown sugar.
You put salt and pepper in your grits, which is ridiculous. Hopefully you don't put salt and pepper in your oatmeal.
Wait, you said salt and pepper in the grits is ridiculous?
Nah, put sugar. People put sugar in the grits.
Yeah, sugar and butter, man. That's how you rock it, man. Sugar and butter.
Just eat some cream of wheat. Just eat the cream of wheat.
Nah, cream of wheat.
Cream of wheat. That's sugar and butter. Grits take salt, pepper, and butter.
Now let me remind you now. Cream of wheat is the same consistency as wet sawdust.
Wow.
You don't.
No. What you ain't gonna do is disrespect my childhood. What you ain't gonna do?
What I'm curious
You're gonna
about,
take a minute. You're on timeout for a second. There.
What I'm curious about is how did he know what wet sawdust tastes like?
Right. How do you know what's right?
Now, mind you, I said the consistency of it. I didn't say I tasted it. I didn't say nothing about it.
Well, how you know that consistency in your mouth though?
No. I'm talking about if you look at it in a bowl. I've never liked.
You never tasted the gloriness of cream of wheat. My
mama liked cream of wheat. She tried to give it to me when I was a little kid. I was like, nah, I passed.
All right, Matt. That sounds like trauma, Matt. We need to handle that. That sounds like trauma.
Yeah.
That's why you can't do the cream of wheat. That sounds like some trauma happening there.
Sounds like preference, man. That's all right.
That's trauma. I was traumatized by eggplant too. I don't like eggplant either.
You
I'm
tried
not
it?
a fan of eggplant either. I'm not a fan.
You tried eggplant? I never.
I tried it. I'm not a fan.
Right. He said, "Morning, Pastor. These guys tried to poison the white guy."
Great. I'm always getting right into something.
I was when you get grit store. Boy. That's supermarket, brother. Supermarket. Near the cream of wheat oatmeal. You got to come down a little further, brother.
It's about the top. It's a hot cereal.
Hot cereal section. Yes, that's right. You'll see it. It's usually Quaker Oats. Quaker, got on the front of the box. So, welcome everybody to the Brothers of Legacy. Appreciate you guys for being here. Wow, he's sitting next to the cat stand. That's so wrong. It's Mental Health Wednesdays. We have Matt Genius in the building. Matt Genius in the building. All right. So today's topic, what we're talking about today, because Matt's even going to be surprised because I haven't discussed the topic. I kind of just sent him a text, make sure he's coming on. So it's kind of like freestyle Mental Health Wednesday. And
I know just before you get to your topic, I was mentally disturbed by some of the comments that I got on the group me last night, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh man, you and me both.
Yeah.
You and me both.
Go ahead, brother AD.
You can't just say
that ain't what Matt on here for. Matt is in here to educate.
You said you were disturbed. We deal with disturbance. He deals with the disturbance.
He only on here one day a week. We can't just
can't take away from his time. All right.
Yeah,
all right,
man. One day a week.
We'll parlay that conversation.
Honorable mention the brat. That's all I gotta say.
Anyway, so we are talking about, so unfortunately, like I work at the airport when I'm not here showing my face. And recently one of my coworkers, um for the purposes of social media and on here, they block and always do stuff. So if you ever heard the term, he unalived himself. Um, Unfortunately, and it happened on Sunday. Everyone understand the term that I'm saying. Don't put it up, please, because they real sensitive about that word. You know what I'm saying, Matt, right?
I haven't heard that term before.
I mean, it's more of a on-screen kind of
Well,
term.
think about the term.
Yeah, he's no longer with us.
Okay,
Yeah.
got you. I didn't hear
Okay.
what he said. It was just.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I said it. Yeah, I apologize. And so it got me to thinking, because I was reading an article, and I know Kadeem's gonna come at me, so I'm ready. And it talks about friendships and doing friendships as you get older. You know how life changes, and the article I was reading talked about a group of ladies that were together, like when they were younger, created a whole system of language. Remember Pig Latin? You know, created a way to communicate, created certain bonds and did certain rituals together. You know, just to solidify a bond. And how, as we get older, life happens. How friendship sometimes doesn't become a priority, and where it's very necessary, everything else kind of gets in the way. I mean, I know we get married, and that's like our main interaction, but the influence of making friends and connecting with others, the importance of it, I kind of wanted to get into that, because I feel like the older I've gotten, the more I'm feeling like I need some friends, you know, and I got you guys and connecting with you. And like I've talked about in previous broadcasts, you know, getting out of the habit of not staying connected happens, you know, because it's habitual. It's just like, oh man, Kadeem said, dang, and I ain't called him in like 2 weeks. Like, you know, because life just kind of happens. And I don't know about you guys, but it seems like we're rolling into September. I'm like, man, it was just February. You know, like where's the time going? And today I just kind of want to talk about the importance of connection and staying connected and like friendships and things of that nature. And I got, you know, Matt Genius to kind of give us the mental aspect and the healthiness of it. Or you might say, yo, friendships suck. You don't need them. He might have new research, like, you know, friendships hold you back from your greatness. Oh, so I kind of got him on just to kind of discuss that, you know, discuss the frolicking, you know, how to get your mindset up and get you feeling better. But I want to just kind of talk about the importance of connection. And Kadeem, I'm gonna stop with my soliloquy before you say something.
Nah, man, you have to break it down, you know. And condolences to the family and friends of the individual, man. You know, these stories aren't, you know, they're not far and few in between. You know, I just that they're not reported as much as they're happening. You know,
Right.
And so
Right.
For a very long time, even before the pandemic, loneliness was an epidemic. Adult men being lonely, it was already an epidemic, meaning like after a certain age, it's hard for us to maintain and create new connections. And as a result, we suffer from loneliness. I think it was highlighted even more during the pandemic, to where you actually felt that isolation, not just because of the lack of friendship, but the lack of day-to-day interactions, you know. And what we may not understand of what's happening inside of us is that, I mean, our physiology is changing the more we isolate from each other, you know.
Ooh.
Like there are studies that are very direct as far as how many hugs we need a day, you know, like physical interaction, somebody just patting you on the back or giving you a high five or fist bumping you.
Is it like the touch, right? Like this
Yeah. People say that's love language, and of course it is, because of what it does to you. You know,
Right.
it's important from out the womb that the child receives skin to skin because of all of the chemical reactions that happens in that child and the mother that creates a strong bond. And the reason for that is because of what it does to you. When you hug somebody, when you embrace somebody, when you're in that person's presence, you're exchanging energy. Dopamine is flowing through your system because you're excited to see that person. Oxytocin is in your bloodstream as well. You know, all these things that keeps you feeling great just to see your brother. You know, you're smiling. All of those are benefits of being in the company of people you care about or people that care about you. You remove that, which happened during the pandemic, a lot of those levels diminish, you know, so you have a lower level of those things that would promote healthy and wellness, you know, health in your body and wellness in your mind as well. Now you have low levels of those things. And on the other end, you have higher levels of cortisol and adrenaline because of stress and anxiety and depression and so forth. And so that imbalance puts you in a mental and emotional state where you're very susceptible to, you know, to fall into even deeper depression and into a deeper, darker state, which then makes sense, you know, for a lot of us, because after a certain age, you know, what is a friendship? You know, like I don't know how to trust anymore. There's way too many scammers. Everybody seems to want something, you know.
Right.
This guy looks weird. Whatever the case may be. I think sometimes we find reasons why we cannot move forward and to create healthy relationships. And then, to be honest, it's really awkward because the social skills that we used to have when we were younger has been lost because of the development and the advent of technology. You know, so when we were used to having a conversation, hey man, you play ball? You know, like, yeah, I play ball. You play ball too? Yeah, all right, let's go play ball, right?
Let's go play ball, right?
You know,
I got the ball.
Right. But now it's such a difficult conversation to have to see how you can, you know, really create a commitment towards building a relationship. It's a relationship. Call it what you want. It's a relationship that you have to pour into. And a lot of us lack those skills, man. I tried making friends on LinkedIn, you know, LinkedIn, and it's just like, it's weird, you know.
You said you tried.
By nature, I'm a very friendly person. But at the same time, it's like the pace at which people, you know, are already committed to something that you're trying to build. It's like, whoa, man, let's, you know, man, come on, relax, man. Like, you know, like because the desire is so heavy, and a lot of us to create those relationships. So sometimes we push people away with our excitement rather than just trying to create a flow towards something. So it's a great topic to talk about. I'd love to hear what the other brothers have to say. I don't want to filibuster.
What does the other brothers have to say?
I understand. Matt was so prepared for this. Did you just off the screen, man? Wow. I'm like, wow. It's how do you follow that, right? I like with some of the things that you were saying about, you know, like some people would happen to have the connection. Like when people know, the people that know me, like if I walk into a room or whatever, I always like to make it memorable, right? If I'm there, I want to be like, hey, what's up, guys, or whatever. But at the same time, like I don't call it making friends as acquaintances, right? To become a friend of mine, there's certain requirements, there's certain the skills that you have to have. You gotta possess. You gotta be around, right? You guys aren't acquaintances. Y'all passed the friend test.
We're on the friend list.
You're on the friend list, right? But what he was saying is, I was thinking, like, which is really weird, is what this one young guy that I shoot pool with. Okay, he just came up to me one day. It was like, "You're my best friend," and I was like, "Dude, I've known you for like 9 months. How did I get the best friend?
To the best friend list?"
it really hurt. Like I was like, that now, like, you know, then like the guy's actually been through his life been real traumatic, right? And now my brother always calls me everybody's big brother. So now I'm in like responding big brother mode. So I'm like, all right, this guy considers me his best friend. Like my best friend, me and him, we in school, we shared a plate. on the summer we have no meal plan. That's my best friend right there. But like we replace meals with playing basketball. Right. But this guy here, I'm like, okay, he's not my best friend, but I'll be here for this dude, you know,
Right.
as a big brother. Like, I'm like, man, like it's like it's big shoes to fill to be someone's best friend. That's what I would think.
Right. It's next level right there. That's yeah. Wow,
Man,
that's good.
And he's a handful.
I got you. Kaneem, what's your take on the connections and friends and things of that nature?
Oh man, I mean, I love all my friendships. You know what I'm saying? But I will say that it's more of a roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I want to be hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Just until we both get tired, and then sometimes I don't want to deal with you at all. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So
That's real.
it don't mean that it don't mean the love is gone. You know what I'm saying? It's just that if you need me, I'm there for you. Basically,
I got
you know what I'm saying? So if you need me, you say, hey man, blah, 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 but I'm in that mode where I don't feel like fooling with you. I'm gonna be there for you because I owe it to you because I value our friendship.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
But other than that, I would be probably.
Like my brother.
Man, it just depends, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I always, I like the camaraderie. I like the trash talking. I like the fellowship. I like all of that. You know what I'm saying? As far as the interaction.
Right.
But yeah, it just depends. That's all. It just depends.
Hey, Kaneem, in an alternate universe, we're best friends.
So much pressure. So much pressure.
I'll be tired of you some days,
Yeah.
and I want to be around you all the rest of the days.
So, that's how I be sometimes, though, man.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm pretty sure I know the energy is felt when I'm in that mode, though. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he don't feel like being bothered. You know what I'm saying? You telling me, and I already know I don't feel like being bothered. But now you telling me I don't.
You sound like you don't be bothered today.
Yeah, so that I know the energy is felt. So, but you know, I'm sure the energy is like, oh yeah, he with it. I know he with it. The energy is felt. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I know you're gonna be with it.
It's wild that you say that because I think that was like my biggest apprehension to even declaring friendship or making friends, because I know I get in that mode as well. And I'm like, you know, I felt like, am I being wishy-washy? You know, like, you know, is it wrong? You know, so it's like, if you feel like, I feel like I'm being a bad friend if you want to hang out and I can't. Like, you know, how many
turned me down several times.
I mean, you know, exactly. And I'm like, can I maintain this friendship? I mean, we still talk. Look, we talking. Like, you know, and I've thought about that because I had potential friendships, you know, like dudes used to, like I had a third shift job. And when I got home, I need to go to sleep. But these dudes, they were like, let's play ball. And I'm like, I can't play ball. I'm tired. I'm not built. I think I was about 35. I can't, my energy level, I just can't. I can't. I can't. And it kind of dissolved our friendship in a sense because I just didn't have the energy to hang out right after work. Like I just didn't. So I always thought about stuff like that, you know, the connections that you make, like, can it be a genuine friendship? Can we be together, you know, and are we still friends and things of that nature? And Matt, I want to ask you something, right? So like, just like it seems like Larry, with the use of the word my friend, you know what I'm saying? Like, you see how we've kind of parsed it now. They're an acquaintance. I like them. They're an acquaintance. They're an associate. You know, like, it's like, because And just like the pressure of saying, "Hey, Larry, you my best friend," just like the pressure of, of that, you feel like you feel like if I say friendship, it's like a requirement. Like I got to do at least 40 hours of physical connection per month. I'm just, you feel what I'm saying? I'm just.
I got you. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
But Matt, if we associates, oh, it's no pressure. I could see you twice every 4 years, and we still good. You know, like because I don't know. So I overthinking. But go ahead.
Yeah, man. I think what we're all looking for is genuine connectivity, and genuine connectivity is intimacy.
Yes.
You know, but I think for men, it's even difficult for us to say, where'd the host go? Host bailed out on us anyway.
Yeah, just drop
You
don't want to be our friend.
Genuine connectivities, you know, I think is something that we all are looking for. Authenticity, trust, reliability, all those things. But I think the word we're really searching for is intimacy. And intimacy isn't something that we're used to classifying in our friendship, but that's what it really is. Intimacy is just the closeness that we share in different areas. You know, we might be intimate in sports, meaning we share the same understanding and the same knowledge, and we exchange that way. When it comes to sports, we might have the same intimacy and understanding and desire for business, or desire for comedy, or desire for whatever. But once we start to see that we can connect in these specific areas, that's what intimacy is, right? Intimacy is that closeness that we're looking for, to where love, affection, and acceptance is presence, right? Man, I love this guy. He's a great sports fan. He can talk about all, you know, right? And it's in those areas. But I think what we're not used to is defining what we need in those areas of intimacy in each relationship, that is, right? Meaning an acquaintance, you may not believe it, but there's intimacy being shared with acquaintances all the time. All the time, you know, and intimacy.
Ask you a question. Ask you a question, man.
Sure, go ahead.
Well, now these are male relationships with other males. The value of the relationship, does that determine, or should you determine it by the compromise and the sacrifices that you make for the relationship?
No, I don't think so. I think you should determine it by what makes sense for you. For a lot of our relationships, whether it's acquaintance, friends, best friends, family members, we haven't defined what it is that we need out of those relationships, right? What do you need out of those relationships when it comes to the intimacy levels, right? And this is something that I kind of help people understand, that all of those relationships have a level of intimacy. But if I can't define it, then it will be defined for me. Meaning sometimes people will lean too forward. You ever have a friend and they telling you stuff, you're like, whoa, man, I mean, I know we're boys and all, but that's too much, man. hey, right? But it's the same thing. Like you can have a conversation, but sometimes it may go too far based on the relationship. That means they're crossing over a boundary to where you're not ready to accept that levels of intimacy with them. It doesn't matter how long I know you, man. I don't need to know that, man. You know what I'm saying? And then on other relationships, you have a desire to lean in more in those areas, but we don't know how to communicate that, man. I wish I could spend more time with this brother because he helps me think in a different way. He helps me understand things in a different way. I like being around this brother. He has a great energy of such and such and such. When I'm around him, I'm more focused. I get clarity. I feel good. That's intimacy, right? But I think sometimes what we've done is we've learned intimacy to only be romantic, right? And not platonic, and not in other relationships as well. Right. An easy example of that is for look at that. Pastor came in right on time. An easy example of that is for the sports fans. Sports fans are very intimate with each other. They don't got to know each other. Right. They don't have to know each other. They never have to meet each other, but let them be at a game and their team just scored a touchdown. Everybody hugging, high-fiving, just feeling good. That's intimacy that we're sharing with people we have no relationships with at all. And on the opposite is true as well. When your team loses, and you're feeling bad, you're lamented, you be like, man, it's all right. You're patting people on the back. You like, we're going better next year. It's still a connection that you're sharing with people. That's intimacy. I think what we have to learn how to do is learn how to create what makes sense for us as far as what we're ready for mentally, emotionally, spiritually to exchange with people. And then once we understand that, try to live in that truth. Don't compromise, make sure that makes sense for where you are. And intimacy is something that's always shifting and growing. Where I am right now, I could accept and give a level of intimacy to specific relationships, but next week it may be different. I may desire more or desire less. If I'm not aware of that, then I'm selling myself short in most of my relationships. So I have to be very, very cognizant. I got to be aware of what I desire in these relationships. And when you know that, then you can actually start thriving in these relationships.
Right. Rod says, isn't that based on a person? Some folks need attention, others don't. True.
That's not that's not on me. I have to know what makes sense for me. If I'm concerned about the other person before me, then I'm already losing in that relationship. Right.
Okay.
I have to come in with the desire and the understanding and the need and the wants that I have for this relationship. That's how we set boundaries, know. And then listen, man, people, if you don't give them the boundaries, they'll trample all over your boundaries.
For sure.
They will call you
fellas,
best
I gotta
friend.
jump, man. Y'all have a good one.
Blessings.
Okay.
Man. Yeah.
Bless you, man.
All right, Bestie.
They will call you. Yeah, they will call you their best friend within a couple weeks. You'd be like, "Whoa, man!"
Well, okay, but I mean, like, what? So for you, right?
Right.
Or based on what what do you do with that? Like, because right, Larry's like, ooh,
you
that's
create
awkward.
the boundary. You create the. I mean, it's not awkward. We make it awkward.
Yeah, I do. So let me know what's the healthy way to do this. Like someone's like, hey, best friend. Okay.
Right. So it may not be right then and there, right? It may not be right then and there, or it could be right then and there, depending on where you are mentally and emotionally. How will you deliver that message? Will you deliver that message in a way that make that person feel small, feel rejected? Right. If not, then please proceed. But if you know that you're in a healthy state and you can have this conversation some other time, then default, then go back to where you feel the safest and be like, hey man, let me talk to you for a second, man. Other than, you call me your best friend, which listen, I admire, I appreciate that you can see that in me. However, there are, I would love to grow this relationship instead of jumping stages. We do this. Listen, we do this a lot of us do it all the time in our romantic relationships, where that awkward question come up and be like, well, what are we? What are we? Right? What are we? What are we? It's because
why you got to put a label on it?
Right? or the worst part is you know what this is. You already know.
You know what this is.
You know what you already.
Come on now.
And listen, all of that's unhealthy.
Come on now.
It's unhealthy for the person because now they're living in ambiguity, not being certain of where we are. Or if you don't know where you are, then you definitely don't know where you're going. Right. But some people will stay along for the ride. And that's what we do to people. We carry people without having specific ideas of what their true desires are and what our true desires are. Put it all out there. Man, I do care about you, but my best friends, these are the criteria. We've built, a relationship based on these things. And as far as our relationship is concerned, we're still in this, space right here. And these spaces require specific boundaries, And like for example, you can't meet a person last week and they start texting you after 10 o'clock, man. Like, bro, like
right.
What you doing? It's 10:30, man. Like what I'm doing.
Right.
I'm gonna respond to you the next morning is what I'm doing, And so you have to come in with some knowledge of what your wants, needs, and desires are in this relationship. And when they if they ever compromise, you have to be assertive enough to speak your truth.
Right. True indeed.
Like you said, now I've been in the process of building. Like, I'm like, all right, let me try to build a type of relationship with this dude.
Right.
Make sure I'm there for him, hit him up. Like, yo, what's going on? Are you need to never ask me for money? So that's actually pretty good because he got the checking and savings response. But I did, instead of me setting the boundaries, I just went into like, okay, let me assume the role for him and see where it goes, right?
If that works for you, go ahead and do it.
But, now I know. I'll pull. Next time somebody says that, I'll pull a book out and be like, I'm about to read the. I'm going to rewatch this broadcast and line by line, I'm gonna read what you said and be like, hey, I am very appreciative that you consider me, but
Yeah.
there's rules and guidelines to this thing, and we only met 2 days ago.
Right.
Not the rules and guidelines.
Right. Yeah, man. Yeah.
So-
Chapter 4, verse 3 says this right here.
Right.
It's the playbook. It's the playbook.
Playbook right here.
It's the playbook.
I'm
Man.
gonna have to do that. I mean,
And it's not a bad thing, man. That's healthy.
I got
That's really healthy. And I wish more of us would just be listen, this is my issue too, because all of us have spaces to where you don't want to hurt the other person feeling, right?
right.
But in the process of doing that, guess who you're hurting? Yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
You just DJ Khaled say
Another one.
you played yourself.
They just
You played yourself.
played yourself.
You played yourself. So honestly, man, this is a great conversation because I think a lot of us men, we need to learn how to navigate relationships with other brothers in a healthier way. It's all of it falls on it's all love. That's expression. It's all love, right?
Right.
However, but there are stages, man. There are stages.
Right.
Let's grow. Let's build. Let's learn. Let's communicate. Let's exchange. And the more we can do that, the healthier it can be.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good. Rod says, is there some sacrifice, compromise? It can't be 100% about us.
Of
Definitely.
course. And all that's what the communication is for.
Right.
If you're not communicating, then you won't know where you can give more or pull back some more. Communication has to be a state of compromise already, because when we communicate, sometimes we're not in the best state to communicate, meaning to give a message or receive a message, right? And so in that state, you have to learn how to be and to create the best space where you can learn what is necessary to grow the relationship. And of course, in every relationship, there's compromise and sacrifice.
Right.
Sometimes it requires you to give more, and sometimes it requires you to say no and create a boundary.
Right. But you're speaking truth about just expression of how like you said, if someone is trying to elevate a relationship, it's like, man, I appreciate it, but we can work to this. I think it relieves the pressure. It's like we have an understanding of what the relationship is, and how we proceed.
The issue sometimes is that we're afraid of rejection.
That too.
Right.
We're afraid of rejection because that's like, oh man, now I can never show my face again. He didn't want to play basketball. He didn't want to play basketball with me, man. I can never show my face again now, man.
Well, you at the box, so
whatever it is, and so we live in that space instead of just being true and vulnerable. Be like, man, it just probably wasn't a good time for me.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes in the relationship, sometimes some of these things are assumed rather than spoken, which I think we all can do better, including myself. Some of these things are assumed rather than spoken, but it would be well for us to have that safe space to be like, brother, I care about you, right?
Right.
But my knee right now, man, my knees ain't where they
right. My knees ain't where they should be, right?
And so even that takes a level of honesty, that takes a level of vulnerability, that takes a level of communication skills that some of us may not have cultivated.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you default to what I've been doing, to just like, I just ain't gonna have any friends. That's not
healthy at all. Man.
And it's not 100%. 100%. I just have any friends.
Yeah. So that's not healthy. It's good to have friends.
It is 100%. 100%. It's good to have someone to call and just chat it up with. And like you said, and I like the unspoken rules of when you're married with children. You can't, unless we have that level of relationship, you don't just show up at my house at 10 o'clock at night. Like, hey, brother, what you doing? With my family? Like, about to go to bed? He's a Chris said, rent a friend.
Rent a friend.
Then you create your own boundaries.
You know what? That is my new business. Rent a bed.
Right. He said, I'm
Yo,
not
Chris,
only a
we owe
client.
something.
Right. Right.
I'm
Rent
telling
a
you,
friend.
hey, listen, you guys will probably make a killing, man, because people are
Right.
lonely.
They
You
are.
know,
They
people
are.
are very lonely, man. People are
Yeah.
lonely and looking
I'll be
for healthy
the
relationships.
best
You know,
man in like a bunch of weddings, like 100.
Right.
Right.
Wasn't that the best man with Kevin Hart when he
Yeah.
I need the tuxedo package. Oh, he said, I think right. He said, I think rent a friend is an actual thing. It probably is.
Bro,
I
that's
wouldn't
why
doubt it.
I'm a elevated. Rent a best friend.
Rent a best friend. I
Oh,
got
yeah.
you. I got you. So yeah, I'm glad we had this conversation because it's, connection is important, but like just the stickiness of it sometimes, and like you said, because Brian has mentioned it before as well. Like, what if, I call him best friend, but he doesn't call me best friend? What do you do? Like those conversations, and like you said, when someone just roll up on you, my best friend, you're thinking, you cool. You all right. But,
But there's a way to do that. I
yeah.
love the scripture that says, he that is to have friends must first show himself friendly, right?
100%.
Friendship is, and I missed some of it, but I know that you hit on a lot of this stuff, bro. It's communication.
right,
It's honesty. Is transparency. You can't have friendship without communication, but it's also expectations, right?
right.
Know where the boundaries are, know who we are to each other. But I think the biggest thing is communication. The scripture also says, "A friend loveth at all times, but a
Right.
brother is born for adversity." Right? You have to know who to call and when to call them. And I think that when one side says you're my best friend and the other side doesn't feel that way, there is a way to communicate that, unspoken. You know
Right.
what I mean? I appreciate anybody who feels like I'm their best friend. That means I'm doing my part,
Right.
Right.
right? But me not feeling like you're at the top of my list, like I don't like, to me, I don't think you should rank friends.
Right.
Right?
Ooh.
I don't think it's healthy to rank them. I think that being friendly is a broad statement, and I think it's intentional. If you're going to have friends, just be friendly, right? And
No
those that are going
ranking.
to flock to you are going to flock to you. Those that you flock to, you will flock to.
Right.
But I think it's important, if someone has an expectation that, for whatever reason, they feel like you mean more to them than they mean to you, I think that requires effective communication, but in love, in friendship.
Right.
And you have to be able to do that. If your heart is genuine for that individual, that should be easy to do. Sometimes we struggle with communication. I think somebody said it early, because we don't like rejection.
Right.
We don't like to be misunderstood.
Right.
But
100%.
I would rather take the chance, take the opportunity to explain myself to you today,
Right.
rather than keep it from you and you find out later.
Right.
That's tough, man. I had a conversation with someone just yesterday. I was talking to a young brother, and I said, I've had people get frustrated with me because I haven't called them. But when they call me, I talk to them like we just spoke yesterday.
Right.
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 And they realize, oh, he was cool. We just hadn't talked
The whole time.
Yeah. I can't tell you the number of times that has happened where people just assumed that I had an ought with them because I hadn't called. No, I didn't call you because life called me.
Right.
and we have to remember those things. So I love everything that I have heard, but unfortunately my network has been messed up.
But oh wow. But it's interesting, like we're talking about like that sacrifice and stuff, right? Like if you go back 14 months ago when I had my extinction level event, that's why I refer to it now. It's an extinction level event.
Wow.
I was getting ready to disappear. And when my son came in the room, I was like, it was like my loyalty to the people that I considered friends and the people that I knew, that I told my son, call your mom, call my mom,
Right.
brothers, call my sister.
Right.
I had him call, and I was like, all right, and they call this guy, and then this one, and this one, call all these people. I give them a whole list,
Right.
and then said, and because I wanted to say goodbye, right? And I thought I was going, and then I was like, and then call now. And my son was like, pump the brakes, Dad. I'm gonna call 911 first, and I'm gonna call mom. Everybody else gonna figure it out when I hit them up, you know. So do I need to see somebody for that, Matt? Do it wait, you know? Is that wrong?
I don't think you need to see somebody for it. You know, I just think it's always things that we can work out amongst ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Indeed.
Right. When you make that circle, when you in that circle, it's the unranked circle, as Brian was saying. When you make it to that circle, right?
Yeah.
I have a sense of loyalty and commitment to you, right? And
I got you.
And it's something, and at that moment when it was happening, I felt like, oh man, I'm feeling these dudes, I'm feeling this crew, because I'm about to disappear, about to teleport, you know. Let me let them know that, hey man, I want to be there for you, but it's time to go, you know.
Right.
And I'm all right with it.
And I'm all right. I'm all right
with it too. I was like, oh, I'm about to get on a white down. You know what I mean? It was what it was. But
so I'm gonna mention some. We don't usually talk about what's happening in our private chat, but Matt threw some songs up there. Now Houdini, Friends, I remember. Karis One, A Friend, I don't remember. Biz Markie, Just a Friend. That was heartbreak. Oh, Tupac, I Ain't Mad at You. It's good. Just a Friend. You got what I need. She say she just a friend. She say she's just a friend.
Yeah, friendships and relationships. The reason this is the 50th anniversary of hip hop, so I'm trying to put some of these things in there too, man. But KRS One, A Friend, and Houdini, Friend. Even Biz Markie, Just a Friend. Tupac, I Ain't Mad. All of them talking about relationships, you know.
Right.
That's what you feel about, and there's a slew of them. Just talk about relationships, man. It would be well for us to learn what relationships make sense for us, and then move towards those. When it doesn't feel right, say something.
Yeah.
You know,
boom. Have the courage, to say it.
Yeah,
and not waste time.
Right, and I had to. The LinkedIn brother, I had to check him, man. I'm like, bro, like, wow, pause, man, like.
Okay.
It's cool. Listen, that's how you stay healthy, man.
Right.
And it's up to the individual to receive
that. Right.
You know?
Yeah, we gotta have a part 2 on this, man, because I think you're dropping some gems that I think we need to revisit, man. This is a really listen, brothers are lonely, man, and they won't say it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, they will not say, I'm good.
Right.
I'm all right.
Listen, we're tribal by nature.
Exactly.
You know, and I think we forget that. But I think that, social media has greatly impacted our ability to be open and honest and forthcoming with each other. You know, we'll put the Polaroid out there on social media and then hide from the real world.
Right. Not the Polaroid.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever? That's gonna be bad. But you ever like sat with somebody and you're chatting and talking, and you've been talking for a while, and you be like motioning to like do the I'm trying to roll up out of here. And the person just sit there still chilling, like, oh, you're not ready to go. Like, okay, I get it. And they still talk. It's like I always think like, okay, maybe they don't have many people to talk to. It's like you're part of my schedule, like we chilling and we chatting, and it's like being cognitive of the moments that somebody needs just to chat, just to talk.
You gotta take a page out of Martin's book, man. You don't gotta go home. But you gotta get the
man, I gotta get up early. Man, it's 10 o'clock already.
Yo, Matt. I think he referred to the conversation that we had when we first met. He was like, he was like, this dude don't stop bumping his gums. I don't know this guy from a can of paint.
Nah, I love it. I love it. I love it.
He was like, "Yo, you want something from the? You want a drink? I'm gonna get a drink over there. You want something? You want some?" I was like, "Oh, I get it.
I love it. I love
Nah.
it. I mean, it always. I'm gonna keep it real because I've had folks that just, they start talking, especially like guys, and they like share a lot. I'm like, wow, okay,
Yeah, that's why
it's sharing time.
we have to have a part two because you're
Yeah,
doing
definitely,
it.
definitely.
You're doing it right now.
Right. You know what? All right, man, you got that. We're gonna get out of here. Appreciate you guys for being here on another edition of Brothers of Legacy. Listen, y'all gotta watch Matt. Matt's a good dude. He cut you with a jab, like, oh, did he just jab me? Okay, I got you. We appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure you share. Sharing is caring, because I do hear babies in the background. Make sure you stay tuned. Continue to share this message. We're talking about connections and friendship. A point of reference. There we go.
Yeah, I found something disturbing. And I don't know how the women on BOL are going to feel about this. But evidently, somebody shared with me that there's no women in heaven. I'm just go to the scripture. Revelations chapter 8 says, and when the Lamb had opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven about the space of half an hour.
Stop, man.
We out. We
I'm
out.
looking up.
We out. We out.